Good morning, you guys, it's Karen, and I thought I would come and give you a quick migraine update because I'm doing another health update video on here today, which is to do with my breast scan and breast lump. But migraines, you may remember the last thing I told you was I was waiting for the double dose of Aimovig, and so I got that in plenty of time and I injected that on the 1st of March. We're now on the 23rd of March and it's not working, basically. Long story short, it's not working at all. You would expect it to work kind of immediately. Most people seem to get an immediate effect from it, but I did read that some people it takes a few months, but I would have expected to see some difference because this is now month 4 that I've been taking Aimovig, if you see what I mean. It's just the first month that I've been taking the double dose. So I'm pretty down about that, I have to say, because it's knowing that I now I'll need to inject again next week. I've got 2 more injections to go, so I don't see the neurologist again until 2 months' time. And he already told me that at that point I have to wait 3 months until trying the next one. Now, I can't remember whether I said in my last video or not, whether I even knew at the time, but he had initially told me 6 months, which was awful. And he sent a letter out and he clarified in that, he said, my apologies, it's actually 3 months. 6 months is if you're trying for a baby. So I was like, okay, that's perfect. That definitely doesn't apply to me. So it's 3 months, but it means that I've got 2 months now and it doesn't look like this Aimovig is working. And so I have nothing else to try. I have tried rizatriptan. Again, I probably didn't mention that in the last video, but I asked my GP for that. They gave it to me. It did absolutely nothing. Didn't make me feel weird, but it did absolutely nothing. I think because my symptoms are mostly kind of dizziness and noise phobia and less actual head pain all the time. I do get it a lot of the time, but I think that that's why these triptans aren't working. That's just a guess, I suppose. But rizatriptan didn't do anything for me. And I tried it a couple of times and I tried it, you can take one and then take another one a couple of hours later. And so, now I just have to wait the 2 months, and I've got the tramadol that I can take 3 days a week, but it's so difficult because I try and work that out. I would like to just save it for the weekend so that I can enjoy my weekends. But I tend to struggle, like this week I'm knowing which day to take it on because I'm going to have Watson with me one day, and so I need to take him for a walk and going outside and all the noises and driving, that's really difficult. And I just don't seem to be getting very much of the day at all. There have been a couple of days, to be fair. Last week wasn't quite so bad, and we did say we being myself and my husband, we did say, is this working? Is this starting to kick in maybe? Because I was getting kind of a couple of hours in the morning. It was back to giving me a couple of hours of feeling fine in the morning, but then the afternoon and the rest of the day would just be a disaster. And then since then, it's just not been good at all. I had a really, really bad day yesterday. Today is one of the days I've taken a tramadol because I need to get a whole bunch of things done and I need to drive. So I've got to wait this 2 months with not very much, but it is what it is. There may be stuff going on with me health-wise to kind of concentrate on anyway, which will make sense once you watch the other video. But when I see the neurologist, he'll then hopefully put me in for this other injection, and then I'll have another 3 months to wait. At least at that point, though, he can hopefully persuade my GP to give me propranolol to try. Propranolol is a blood pressure medication, and the irony is I'm on 2 blood pressure medications. I think I told you guys. And I did ask my GP twice for propranolol. The first time she said she would only give it to me once she'd got the letter from the neurologist. She then got the letter from the neurologist, but because he'd put me on Aimovig, she said, no, I'd still prefer to wait for you to try Aimovig first, even though he'd said that propranolol was quite okay for asthmatics. It's because I'm asthmatic that she's really not keen on giving it to me. But I mean, I don't really, he didn't seem to think it was a big risk, and he was like, if you get wheezy, stop it, So at least when I go to see the neurologist, he can hopefully recommend to the GP that I get propranolol, and who knows, maybe that will work. So there is a little bit of hope there, but it's kind of a bleak looking few months ahead. I suppose you never know. You never know. I'm going to try and remain hopeful because all you can do is remain positive. And that's one of the hardest things to do, I think. It's easy for me to be, like, I probably, look and sound upbeat and everything on a day like today. But if you see me yesterday, like, I I looked a mess. I could barely drag myself to the shower. You know, that takes all of the effort. And I'm sitting on the couch for ages thinking, right, okay, I need to get up and have a shower. You know, everything is a complete effort. And it also makes me very upset because it's horrible sitting doing nothing. And my husband was saying that, you know, he said, for me, being somebody that's never sits and does nothing, it's a really hard pill to swallow, to just not have the energy to do anything, you know, and to not be able to do a thing. And especially because I really want to lose weight and reduce my blood pressure and all of that, and that requires doing some exercise, you know, which is really difficult. I am managing it, but it's awful. Like, I'll say to myself, right, okay, sit on the exercise bike, and I'm like literally like hanging over it and my head's thumping, and it's awful. But anyway, I don't want to sound negative. Like I said, I think it's really important to try and remain optimistic. So that's where I'm at. I hope that you guys are all doing well. Please let me know where you guys are with your migraines as well, because I do read every single comment, even if I don't always reply to them, because I sit and read comments sometimes on my phone in the living room, but I would have to come through here and sit at my PC to answer them, because I've got, I sound like a right hypochondriac, I don't know, but I've got arthritis in my hands that makes it difficult to do it on the phone, difficult to type. And also I'm sometimes just reading them, you know, and I don't want to sit with bright lights or anything and spend too long on any gadget, but I do make sure I always read every comment and try and remember, you know, what you guys are going through as well. So I'm always delighted to get updates from you. So that's it for that. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll speak to you again soon.